Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Dragon Sports Live. I'm Dante Payne, and first and foremost, gotta say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers around. It's about to go down on this lovely Sunday, beautiful afternoon. It is May 11th, and we got a exciting show for you today. Those who are new to Dragon Sports Live, it's not your typical podcast for sports and music. However, if you on Spotify, you're gonna hear just a straight talk. But if you are on my YouTube and on my Facebook, DragonJumppro, you're gonna hear music. So we're gonna take a quick break, start off our show right, and then we're gonna talk some baseball. Cubs been doing pretty decent. Other teams been doing decent. White Sox struggling a little bit, but they trying to climb. We gonna see. We shall see. And I'll let y'all know more. We had the draft recently. Now it's mini camp. NBA playoffs is getting hot and heavy. Two of my teams are scaring me right now. I'll let y'all know more here on Dragon Sports Live.
Okay, I'm feeling this. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, you're my refuge, my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Yeah. Ooh, He will rescue you from every trap. Yeah. Protecting you from deadly disease. Ooh, He will shelter you with His wings. Don't you know He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God, yeah, yeah. And His promises are your armor and shield. He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And His promises are your armor and shield. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. And I will say to the Lord, you're my refuge, my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Oh yes, I do. Ooh, He will rescue you from every trap, protecting you from deadly disease. Ooh, He will shelter you within His wings. Don't you know He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God, and His promises are your armor and shield. He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God, and His promises are your armor and shield. Don't you fear the arrows by day or the terror by night. Don't you fear diseases and darkness, disasters that strike. And though thousands fall at your side, thousands are at your right hand, they will not come near you. Open your eyes, set Him on high, 'cause He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And His promises are your armor and shield. He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God, yeah, yeah. And His promises are your armor and shield. He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And His promises are your armor and shield. He's a faithful God, faithful God, faithful God. And His promises are your armor and shield. Yeah. You will trample on the beast, crush them underneath your feet. When I call, He promises He will answer me. You will trample on the beast, crush them underneath your feet. When I call, He promises He will answer me. He Oh, he said he will answer me. He said he will answer me. 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 Answer me.
Welcome back. It's going down. If you just tuning in, this is Dragon Sports Live, and my name is Dante Payne. It's an exciting show for you today. It's going down. The way how everything is, we got a lot on our hands. We got Angels putting Mike Trout on IL because of a bone bruise in his knee. The Tigers cut veteran Kenta Maeda and called up Tyler Owens in that same move. Yankees moved Giancarlo Stanton to 60-day IL, claiming outfielder Brian De La Cruz off waivers from the Braves. Stanton has been having tendonitis in both his elbows, so he's dealing with the elbow issues right now. Hey, it's kind of crazy to see that happening, but when he's on the field and healthy, he's a powerhouse. But when he's not, it's that's all I can say is when he's not on the field, he's not providing the power that gained him the big contract that he got. Like, I think every year since he been with the Yankees, he either been on the injury report, was injured during spring training, or injured during the winter meetings, and couldn't start the season right away. But when he came back, he was swinging on all cylinders. Hope for the best for him. Hopefully you don't have to have surgery, because then your season will be in jeopardy, and then they might decide to move on from you. They might decide to go a different route, go somewhere else, and you don't want that, especially if you like being there. So hope for the best for you, my bro. Hope for the best. The Red Sox right hand pitcher Walker Buehler is to have tests done on his shoulder. Been dealing with some inflammation in his shoulder, and other issues dealing with that shoulder. So you want to get that checked out and keep it moving. Jose Ramirez is the first Guardian third base with 250 career home runs and stolen bases. So keep in mind, first Guardian player. Rangers demote Jake Berger to AAA. He wasn't doing too well. He was struggling, and they decided to send him on down to AAA. Hopefully there'll be a pot shot to get back in the fold and do things the right way. So you got to look at it that way. If anytime they get optioned off or sent down to AAA, they see you struggling and they want you to do better, or they feel like hopefully this will open your eyes, and that's why they do it. So we'll see. Rockies GM backs Black before the 21 loss to the Padres. And Red Sox also put first baseman Rami Gonzalez on IL. I couldn't think of his name for a second. Had a whole brain fart. It happens from time to time, but yeah, they put him on IL. He's on a 10-day IL after he with a quad contusion. And that's retroactive from May 8th. And that's corresponding move that second base, they recall second baseman Nick Solgaard from AAA Worcester, a plan to have him split time with Abraham Turo. So, like I said, injuries happen left and right. You got to be prepared for it. You gotta be prepared for it in so many ways. You gotta be prepared for it twice. But in other Yankees news, Aaron Judge hits 2 home runs as the Yankees fall to the Athletics. But Judge celebrate his return with a loss. But he's leading the majors with 14 home runs on the season thus far, currently at 14. So let's keep watching that, guys. Like I said, Judge has hit a home run. Even though they lost their game, that home run lead is now 14. Who's going to catch up to Judge? Who's there? Astros have removed Jose Altuve due to hamstring issues. Like I said, as I stated before in previous episodes and everything else, hamstrings are the most common things in baseball, especially when you using your leg. So yeah, those are the most common things. Those tend to happen. Chris Bryant, the Rockies' designated hitter, will be restricted to not much more than a casual walk as he recovers from a procedure to fix his chronically bothersome back. So you won't see Chris Bryant right now at the moment. Currently on the 10-day IL. We'll keep y'all posted on that. But yeah, he's been having a troublesome back, so that's also why the Rockies are struggling right now. They are 6-33, and like I said, they took a 21-0 dubbing at the hands of the San Diego Padres on Saturday night in Denver, matching the 1988 Baltimore Orioles for the worst 39-game start in the majors since the 1900s. That was a game where Fernando Tatis Jr. and Xavier hit home runs in the 5th inning, part of a 5 home run game for San Diego, while Stephen Kett, 2-0, tossed a shutout in his second major league start. It's only his second start, and he already tossed in a shutout. It's also the biggest shutout win in Padres franchise history, tied for the 3rd biggest shutout win in the NBA since 1901. Rockies have been struggling. They lost 8 straight right now. Now the GM backs them, but it's just like, I think it's time for a change in management. I think so. Because we'll see. But it's a struggle. Something's going to change in the offseason. We're going to let y'all know what them changes will be. But something's going to change in the offseason. It's definitely changing. So, let's keep y'all posted. We do got some exciting games that's happening today. The Cubs will take on the New York Mets, followed by the Atlanta taking on Pittsburgh, St. Louis taking on the Washington Nationals, Milwaukee taking on Tampa Bay. Now we looking at the current standings right now. Yankees still sit in the American League. Yankees still sitting at the top, followed by the Boston Red Sox, then the Toronto Blue Jays, the Rays, and the Orioles, who got a better record than most. In the AL Central, the Tigers sitting nice in first. They're about 2.5 games out, with the Cleveland Guardians and the Kansas City Royals right underneath, followed by the Twins. Now the White Sox, they're struggling right now because we are at 11-29, and we have lost the last game but won the game before that. So they're struggling, but they're 3-17 in away games, 8-12 in home games right now. that might be more changes there too as well. In the AL West, Seattle is sitting in first, followed by the Athletics, who, like I said, just beat the Yankees. The Astros, Texas Rangers, and Los Angeles Angels sitting at 16 and 22. Now for the National League, Mets at 25 and 15 in the NL East. Phillies at 23 and 16. Braves 19 and 20. Washington Nationals at 17 and 23. Marlins 15 and 23. Cubs in the NL Central lead that way with 23 and 17. They're followed by the Cardinals, then the Reds, and then the Brewers, and then the Pirates. And you go to the NL West, where every team is pretty much close with each other except for the Colorado Rockies. Rockies are 6 and 33, and they have lost their last 8 games on that. San Diego Padres is on a 2-game win streak, and the St. Louis Cardinals, which I forgot to mention, they're on a 7-game win streak currently right now. So can they keep their streak alive against the Washington Nationals? We shall see, and only time will tell. And going back to the Cubs real quick, Ian Happ will be out the lineup again because of oblique discomfort. He was out. He'll be out the lineup for the second day. Craig Counsell said that the left fielder is feeling better, but he will be held out the lineup just to get that rest in, so you can be better and be great. But he's been balling. Cubs been balling. They are 10 and 9 at home, 13 and 8 away, which by my books is pretty good standards. So we'll keep y'all posted on that. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with more sports coming up. We're going to talk about draft, and things happening in football, people retiring left and right. We're going to let y'all know who and more. Stay tuned after we take a short break.
Untold, proof depression's a liar when I wouldn't let it go. Baptized myself in the ink, they wrote my suicide note. Reborn as somebody stronger than I ever have known. Can't fall in place until you break, 'cause I was made by misery, suffered to save. Until you break, 'cause I was made by misery, suffered to save. Oh, I'm not to blame. I've learned that lonely roads can lead to hearts of gold. Yeah, I was made by misery. Suffered to save. 'Cause I was made by misery, suffered to save. Who am I to blame? I've learned that lonely roads can lead to hearts of gold. Yeah, I was made by misery.
Take my hand, don't let it go. I'm sure that you hold me tight forever, so pure. Face my fears, 'cause there's no reason to doubt you. I don't wanna waste a lifetime without you. We wasted enough time 6 years ago. You were out performing shows, maybe I was still unsure. I was wondering and guessing just if I was ready for you, you were ready for me. Both of us were incomplete. I'm grateful that you were careful and intentional. You were praying for me, that's right, pursuing me. Didn't know then what I know now. Despite our past, we made a vow. Take my hand, don't let it go. I'm sure that you hold me tight forever, so pure. Face my fears, 'cause there's no reason to doubt you. I don't wanna waste a lifetime without you. Take my hand, don't let it go. I'm sure that you hold me tight forever, so pure. Face my fears, 'cause there's no reason to doubt you. I don't wanna waste a lifetime without you.
I really thought I missed my chance. And I ain't gon' flex, I was really upset. Not with you, but myself, wasn't ready for the next. Thought I was over my ex, but you said you don't really think I am. And I tried to fake it, your trust you gave it. I figured that hole in my heart, you could replace it. But that wasn't the way to handle my pain. But the way you forgave me, I thought it was strange. We let 3 years go by, right people at the wrong time. It was so worth the wait, now I need a lifetime.
Take my hand, don't let it go. I'm sure that you hold me tight forever, so pure. Face my fears, 'cause there's no reason to doubt you. I don't wanna waste a lifetime without you. Take my hand, don't let it go. I'm sure that you hold me tight forever, so pure. Face my fears, 'cause there's no reason to doubt you. I don't wanna waste a lifetime without you.
I'm a believer. Yeah, I ain't a quitter, I'm more like an overachiever. Believed in myself and my king while I sat in the bleachers. I knew that I'd shine one day with where I was reaching. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. gonna quit. They got the words, I got the grit. They got the thirst, I got the wit. They got a piece, but I made it fit. They had a dream, but mine is still lit. They had a want, but I have a need. They talk about winning, but I will succeed. There ain't no plan B, there ain't no we'll see. This is the path that I chose. I'm kind of alone, but one day I'ma live free. They live in the work, but I work to live. Only go buy what is worth the bid. I ain't worried about any money, cause my only job is to dream big. Not worry about these material items, just gotta battle the demons I'm fighting. I'm a soul loser, I don't like declining. When I have a chance, I go north and be shining. I'm going for gold, no matter the pain. Thinking creatively up in my brain. You know I choose happiness over rain, but they sounding the same today. What can I say, man? I'm a believer. Yeah, I ain't a quitter, I'm more like an overachiever. Believed in myself and my king while I sat in the bleachers. I knew that I'd shine one day with where I was reaching. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. Chasing this dream for 6 years, and I ain't gonna lie, but what hurt most was hearing the hate and the non-believing from people that I really held close. I used to be terrible, I know, but you don't just wake up and play shows. You gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable, grind every second, no case closed. The job's never finished, nah, you better stay mentally in it. This type of profession will capture your soul if you let your guard down for a minute. You gotta keep pace with the leaders and always remember that there ain't no limit. So many people have talent but miss their potential, but not putting work in to hit it. If you want your place, better take it. Nobody's gonna hand it out like here's your ribbon. You gotta see it yourself, you never go anywhere without a vision. Don't be afraid of some help, you gotta find others that's keen on the mission. You can either be a champion or it could have been your decision. Light slow, everyone better buckle in. I ain't gonna show you the script surprise, just know that y'all haven't seen nothing yet. Y'all better start to believe in the process. Well, we on the starter jet, cause once it be off in the wrong way, I'll tell you the truth that I ain't ever coming back, nah, cause I'm a believer. Yeah, I ain't a quitter, I'm more like an overachiever. Believed in myself and my king while I sat in the bleachers. I knew that I'd shine one day with where I was reaching. I'm a believer. Yeah, I ain't a quitter, I'm more like an overachiever. Believed in myself and my king while I sat in the bleachers. I knew that I'd shine one day with where I was reaching. I'm a believer.
Welcome back to Dragon Sports Live. The drive came, come, and went. But what's going on for the one that's been drafted in the 5th round? Or the undrafted Steiner Reeds that happened? So, minicamp, the rookie minicamp is going on for most rookies now, and we got people embracing their, they embracing their backup, their potential quarterback. I seen some throws from Sanders. Sanders looked good in making some pocket throws in there. You got Dylan Gabriel, who's embracing the addition of Sanders in the QB competition. Because you got to think about this. Watson, injured, right? So, on the contract far as the QB room, you got Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco. They played a bunch of ball, but they bracing it. And now it's not pads yet. I think pads go on for some teams next week. But in the meantime, between time, you're embracing the quarterback competition. That's going to make you play better and harder. Now, Dylan Gabriel was selected in the 3rd round. And Shador was selected in the 5th round, which ended a shocking fall. He went from projected being 1st down to 5th. So let's see what this quarterback competition gonna look like come preseason. Let's see what happens when they put the pads on. Because on Saturday, Dylan Gabriel said that he loved it, basically the competition, before the Browns' second rookie mini camp practice. And he's thinking just both of them. You learn from one another, but also it's not just two in the room. At least for right now, anyways. So we'll see. The first day of rookie minicamp, Sanders and Gabriel split practice reps, with Gabriel taking the first handful of snaps in team drills. So it is a competition. We shall see who we're gonna do. Gabe Taylor, who's relinquishing a chance to represent his late brother with the Commanders. He took a moment in, as, like I said, he's the brother of Sean Taylor. With that, that's the same color of his late brother, who was playing for the franchise from 2007 before he was murdered. So coming through the doors, all members, and they got the jersey on the wall. He doing what he can to represent his brother. Now, he went undrafted last month in the draft, but he is trying out for the team. So let's see how that was. Now, Jaguars' first round pick, Travis Hunter, he's learning the playbooks and will get D reps next week. He's doing offensive reps this week. He gonna do D reps next week. And that'll be his first appearance on the defensive side of the ball. The two-way standout has been learning offense and defense playbooks, but they ought to have him just catch passes during the Jaguars' 2-day rookie camp, which concluded on Saturday. But the team will get him some defensive reps for the first time during the last week of phase 2 of the offseason conditioning program. Like I said, I think they go another week without pads, and then you put the pads on. It's a different when you have the pads on. But Hunter, like I said, Hunter already started going through the defensive playbook right now as they go. And Jaguars traded with the Browns to move up 3 spots to draft Hunter. Steelers GM Khan is making the trade sense because George Pickens was traded to the Cowboys for a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. Omar Khan, the general manager of the Steelers, defended the move on Friday, saying it made sense for everyone. We kind of talked about it. Did it make sense for everyone? That trade kind of came out of nowhere. One, you gave another weapon to the Dallas Cowboys. You sent them somewhere where they're not getting paid right now, other than certain people, or they're going to wait till the last minute to get paid. And he can be the potential number 2 receiver. Or you can have 2 number 1 receivers, possibly. But we shall see what they do. They trying to make moves to sign and do whatever. Because they did acquire DK Metcalf from Seattle in that trade that eyed in the eve of free agency, and Reese signed veteran receiver Robert Woods to a 1-year deal. That pair joined a group that also include 2022 4th-round pick Calvin Austin III, as well as 24 third-round pick Roman Wilson. They heavily pursued Brandon Ayuk to add to their depth to their courts of Pickens, Austin Wilson, Scotty Miller, and Van Jefferson, but Wilson missed most of the season with a lingering injury that began in training camp. And they made the investment in DK. So let's see how they fare with that, ladies and gentlemen. My lovely Patriots defensive coordinator Terrell Williams will not be with the team during rookie minicamp. He had a health scare while returning home to Detroit from school spring break in late March. So he would not be with the team during rookie minicamp, but hopefully he'll be back with the team soon. We'll let you know how that goes. Top pick for the Giants. He opts for the number 51 jersey after jersey search. He split the difference between choosing to wear number 51 after flirting with the possibility of the retired numbers of legends Lawrence Taylor and Phil Simms. Carter asked Taylor to wear his famed number 56. After being selected third overall in the NFL draft last month, and he was rebuffed. Then contemplated Simms number 11 before the door was closed by the family of the retired quarterback. Then he came, taking a digit from each, which give you 51. But that number was worn by Giants edge rusher Azeez Ojulari, who signed with the Philadelphia Eagles as a free agent this season. Carter, who wore the framed number 11 jersey at Penn State, that is given to the team's best linebacker and defensive lineman, and he played off-ball linebacker his first 2 years in Happy Valley before transition to edge. He got it. He got the number he want. So let's put in that work. He definitely got the number you want, though. Jets QB Jordan Travis is retiring from the NFL. He's retired because his medically injury that he had from Florida State injury in 2023, which is causing him to medically retire from in the NFL. So after a few years, 3 years, he retired, but due to that injury, that gruesome leg injury that he suffered back in 2023 when he was with Florida State University. Ravens declined the option of Tyler Libloom's fifth-year option, but they plan to keep the center around and plan to re-sign him. But they declined his fifth-year option, but they plan to keep him long-term. Panthers wide receiver Hunter Renfrow is ready to work now, back up to 185 pounds after battling a disease. He had a disease that caused him to drop weight, couldn't have excruciating pain and stuff like that, but he's back and he's with the Panthers. He was last with the Raiders, but he sat out a year. The Packers pick up defensive tackle Devontae Wyatt's fifth-year option, but declines linebacker Kuwait Walker. And y'all know from that draft issue where you have the prank caller Shador, so the NFL fines Falcons $250,000 and defensive coordinator Jeff Albrecht $100,000. In total, that's $350,000 in fines. Just because you decide to prank call Shador on his private line. You took his private line and decided to prank call him, which was unnecessarily wrong. It was wrong on so many levels. So many levels. But they fined him. The son probably got in trouble. He probably got banned from doing things. But he did apologize on Instagram for that action. But still was wrong in so many levels. Bills are adding wide receiver Elijah Moore to a 1-year deal worth $5 million. And we have a legit quarterback competition happening in New Orleans, as a shoulder injury forces Saints quarterback Derek Carr to retire. He had excruciating pain, was revving up the throw, and just felt pain. Just like, all right, I'm done. After a extensive conversation with his wife, as well as the team trainers and strength and conditioning coach, they thought it was time for him to leave, so he called it quits, left it be. But that's what's going on as far as the NFL. We are in the midst of the UFL. That's going on as well. And just looking at the standards of the UFL right now, you have the Michigan Panthers sitting at 5-12. I mean 5-2, not 5-12. 5-2. They on the 2-game win streak. Birmingham Stallions sitting at 4-2. Houston Roughnecks 3-3. But the Memphis Showboats, and I think it's because they lost their coach and a couple other staff, they're struggling. They're 1-5. So it's also the San Antonio Brahmas. They're 1-5. Now, both of these teams was in the playoffs last year. They don't think they're gonna make the playoffs this year, because everything's coming down to it. The DC Defenders are sitting at 5-2, and the St. Louis Battlehawks at 4-2. Now the Arlington Renegades, they're 3-4. I watched the standards of that. I watched things go on that, but they sitting there. The UFL also ratified a CBA formally approved, which runs through 2026. So that's a good day. They got a new collective bargain agreement, and that deal finalized a deal that players ratified last month. Big ups to them on that. Now the deal is retroactive to the start of training camp, which opened May 2nd and will extend through the end of 2026 season. Michigan Panthers suspend Samson Nukua for slapping a fan. He'll be suspended for 1 game after he slapped a fan during the altercation following Saturday's 32-27 loss to the St. Louis Battlehawks. He will do community service, will miss that game against the DC Defenders, but he will be there. Anytime you do that, you don't want to, you kind of don't want to do that at all. So, you don't want to get in altercations with the fans. Let the staff handle that. Let the owners and everybody else handle that. Because then it could come to consequences. But that's pretty much what's all going on right now. We're going to take a little quick break. And we're going to talk NBA playoffs and the WNBA as they are in preseason. Coming up here on Dragon Sports Live. Stay tuned. And if you miss Dragon Sports Live, before we take that break, fear not, because you can catch it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. You can even catch it on YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Fear not. You can always catch Dragon Sports Live. But with that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
I'm the man, I got plans, fit the bourbon in my hand that'll make it change its stance. I'm like in advance, and I rarely ever chance. Rather mitigate the risk, keep my eye up on them bands. I'm just saying, in the land, guess I'm back in high demand. And my car ain't from Japan, but I drive it like I ran from the cops. I'm like, damn, seen you tweaking on the gram. I can never understand how you claim to be a man, cause you not. I'm like, cause you less able. Get these squares stretched out, that's a rectangle. Tell that girl to wipe me down like a wet table, and come and get your ass beat, that's a vegetable. Rest in peace, I'm deceased. That's my car's not a lease, and that's Vinci, not a crease. Firmly grounded like some cleats. I'm like, heard your homie send a leak. I listen to it, shit is weak. You should trash and hit delete. If it ain't about the bottom line, it's not important. I don't entertain a buyer if I cannot afford it. I don't like the 808 if it is not distorted. And I really wish you would, but this is not a force. So I'm back in my bag once again. And you back on my back once again. What's new? Michael Jack, hear my dance, then I slide like the roof on my whip. It go pew. My stock going up, that's for sure. Hallelujah. It's a blessing, little bitch. How are you? Show the numbers to my haters from the past. How'd I do? This the kind of growth that you've been seeing from me, nothing new. Saw your Civic that you bought off the lot. Shit is cute, yeah. I guess we had different definitions of a coupe, yeah. You were awfully confident back in them high school days. Hey, lil' buddy, what happened to you? Yeah. How's a 9 to 5 working for you? How that drive working for you? Never stop working, now I'm in the drive doing donuts in a ride. You can't afford it, living life. Never gave up on the grind. I fell a lot but never died, and now my top be going. If it ain't about the bottom line, it's not important. I don't entertain a buyer if I cannot afford it. I don't like the 808 if it is not distorted. And I really wish you would, but this is not a force. So I'm back in my bag once again. And you back on my back once again. What's new? Michael Jack, hear my dance, then I slide like the roof on my whip. It go pew. Yeah, my roof go off. And my 3-piece tailor, so my suit go off. I smell like Hugo Boss. I cannot do no wrong. Yeah, we dead that now. You came up, but it was short. That's a dead cat bounce. I got next. All word done got me blessed. I got text from some people that I know you never met. That's a flex. Used to roll on decks. Now all I do is check my Rolodex. I got contacts. You could say my vision got correct. I'm like, woo, 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 woo. Tell her I just do it my whole life, a Nike swoosh. Ayy, you might see me chill, but that's once in a blue moon. Yeah, I love the grind, can't comply till I'm you too. Back when I was young and throwing clips up on the YouTube. Used to dream about the day when I be in a new coupe. Now I'm in that Audi doing numbers up for rap shit. Top go, I maneuver through the traffic. Yeah, bitch.
Growing up with sin in me. I'm growing up with lies. I've seen a lot of unholiness, but that don't make it right. I got a lot going on in my life. Start no fight. I think we all will. Nobody wants to fail. So if you don't believe in religion, you gotta believe in something. Hold a lot of peace in me. I hold a lot of fire. This baggage I've been carrying it's really made me tired. But I got something that keeps pushing me. Even through my past in life, I think we all will. Nobody wants to fail. If you don't believe in religion, you gotta believe in something. If you don't believe in religion, yeah, you gotta believe, yeah. You gotta believe in something. I can't take it no more. These feelings been so trapped up in me, and something's gotta help me let it out. I can't take it no more. No. My back's been against the wall before. But I couldn't stay a second more. So if you don't believe in religion, you gotta believe in something.
We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking.
Standing strong is what we known for. Stay screen like front doors. High up like 10th floors. Haters low like baseboards. Still reppin' that name Christ. Still reppin' that bread of life. The food you got don't satisfy. Well, you can come and get a slice. Bringing flavor like I was Cajun. High approval like Ronald Reagan. Showing love to everybody. I care for beings like I'm Jamaican. Still some don't rock with me. Still some don't talk with me. Still some wanna see me slip. But I never bring mops with me. Me stopping, that's not an option. Keep rising like helicopters. Keep going no matter what. And read these haters like teleprompters. Y'all boys won't stop me. Y'all boys won't drop me. My grind so fluid. I got them checking for IVs. Nah, bruh, no needles here. Nah, bruh, no need to fear. Nah, bruh, I never leave. I bring it back like souvenirs. My team, we never quitting. My team, we never tripping. My team forever listen to the voice, no Blake Shelton. Cause
We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking.
all that I know is keep going. Yeah, it's true, we never cease. So full of light that we glowing. Wash white, we don't need bleach. They don't believe, so we show them. You can see us, we in the streets. They like the way we be flowing. Tough lines like jeans crease. Plot thickens, now let's go. In the field like scarecrows. Stand strong, we ain't scared, bro. But haters running like snotty nose. Spread the word all across the nation. No stalling, no procrastination. Clear view like observations. Big business like corporations. Track bang like King Kong. Track ring like ding dong. In other words, doors opening. I paddle through them like ping pong. Those doors, they never close. Opened up cause of the Lord. My team on one accord. Teaching Christ, no chalkboard. Yeah, boy, we got that. Yeah, boy, we bout that. Yeah, boy, we don't slack. Yeah, boy, we bounce back. Hey, girl, see one strong. Hey, girl, this lifelong. Hey, girl, don't prolong. Make this your theme song.
We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. Might as well keep looking. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop. We ain't never gonna stop.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dragon Sports Live. Now, I don't know if y'all been watching the NBA, but it's been going crazy. Greg Popovich, who he's stepping down as a coach, and he's going to transition into a full-time president basketball operation. So they named Mitch Johnson as the head coach, who filled in for him while he was done. And Mitch Johnson actually did a pretty good job with the Spurs. That's why they named him the head coach. Doug Christie was named head coach of the Kings, and adding Mike Woodson to his staff as associate head coach, who's the former Indiana excuse me. Woo! Excuse me. Sorry about that. He's the former Indiana Hoosiers coach. Also played for the Hoosiers. So, full circle, when he used to be a coach in the NBA as well, which adds a strong assistant coach on your staff. So I love when I see former players become coaches. Some of them do damn good jobs. And some of them you just like, okay, what do I do? Now, it was brought to light that LeBron James suffered MCL sprain in Game 5. I kind of find that funny that after the season's over with, y'all been eliminated. Oh, LeBron's injured. Oh, why was that? If he got injured in that game, why y'all didn't say nothing then? Like, I seen him bang knees and I seen him went down, but the man is 40. Let the man rest. Let him chill out. So, let him rest. Dame Lillard's definitely rested after he underwent a successful Achilles surgery to fix his Achilles. He's resting. He's recuperating. He's getting ready to start the process of coming back from that injury. Grizzlies hire Tumas Lazeo as coach after an interim stick, because they fired Mike Malone. Grizzlies did pretty well. They still made the playoffs. And they're going to hire Tumas Lazalo as coach. There was a lawsuit that accuses Byron Scott of sexually assaulting a team in 1987 that just came to light. Mavericks fired head athletic trainer and strength training coach Dion Calhoun, as well as the APD Keith Belton. They fired him. Y'all had too many injuries. I feel like they handled Derek Lively's injury wrong when he was coming back. He had a stress reaction in his ankle. And I feel like they handled it wrong. Was pushing him to come back real fast at high intensity. So with the likes of that, they let him go. And then one of them didn't have their certification, so that's why they was let go. And Dallas required you to have a certification as well. So he didn't have the certification. They had to let him go. Sue Bird is becoming the first managing director of the U.S. women's team. So that's like a front office role kind of but for the U.S. national team. She'll have player development. She'll do recruiting. She'll do that stuff. Storm guard Katie Lou Sutton is done for the season before the season even starts. The season starts in 6 days, by the way. It starts May 17th. Right now, we are in preseason for the WNBA. Angel Reese was looking good. She had a double-double in the first game against Brazil in that regard. And is ready to start her second WNBA run. Now, we did have the Indiana Fever taking on Atlanta Dream yesterday. Still preseason. Keep that in mind. And that was 81-26. And the Sky took on the Lynx, and that was 87-92. In that game, Reese had 10 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. Ward Cardoso 13, Rachel Braun with 14, Kia Nurse with 14. They're trying to figure out who gonna be their potential starting lineups. Who gonna come off the bench? Who gonna That's what they're doing in preseason. They fine tuning everything. Courtney Vandersloot didn't play because she has a rib injury. Nor did Jessica Carter. That was coach's decision. But everybody else pitched in, came in. Haley with 8 off the bench and 3 assists, leading the charge. Carly Sampson, who is the sister of Kate, is inserted in the starting lineup for preseason. They're gonna figure out that, and we got some good games. We got the Golden State Valkyries taking on the Phoenix Mercury. That's later on today at 5 p.m. So that you can catch that if you got the apps. You can catch those games. But that's at 5 p.m. today. And then tomorrow, New York will take on Toyota Antelopes, which is one of those overseas teams. We'll check that out as well. So, signing games going on for that. Back in the NBA, the playoffs been kind of scaring me. Like, my Celtics, because I'm a Celtics and Warriors fan, so I got 2 chances of, being winning. Not being a bandwagon fan, because I never was being a bandwagon fan. I've been a fan since Ray LaFrance and Wally Zerbeck and Brian Scalabrine and Paul Pierce and Ricky Davis was part of the team, and Mark Blunt. I've been a fan since then. So don't say I'm not a fan. I've been a fan. Don't say I'm a bandwagon fan. I've been a fan. I've been a fan of the Warriors when they had Baron Davis, Quentin Richardson, Monte Ellis, Josh Richardson. He had both of them at one point. So I've been a fan. Can't say I haven't. But anyways, my Celtics have been scaring me in the playoffs. Now, yesterday they came back. They shut down form, and they tapped into darkness in Game 3 and won. But they started the first 2 games up by 20 to lose, which hasn't really happened, but and they was shooting horribly from the field in Game 2. But this game, nope, whole lot better. Hit 23s to bury the Knicks in Game 3. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Falling to behold, because you don't want to be 3-0. They eliminated live ball turnovers. And that aided the turnovers, kind of aided those 2 20-point comeback that in games 1 and 2 that the Knicks took. The Knicks had allowed 9 or more points off turnovers than the Celtics in the series. But both teams scored 14 points off turnovers. So it was a strong, live ball turnover. They shut out the outside noise. And Jason Tatum, who came into that Game 3 shooting 29% in the series, had a better performance. He did so. It wasn't extraordinary. He made his first 2 threes, and it seemed to relieve some pressure. Helped the Celtics look much more at easing their running through their offense. He finished with 22 points, but shot 8 of 20 with 9 rebounds, 7 assists. So it does happen. Like I say, game 1 and 2, Celtics shot 39 out of the 100 threes. Made 39 out of 100 threes that they took. Game 3, shot 26, made 26 threes out of 34, which is a 76%, and they was 13 of 20 from 3-point range. And off passes 9 of 15. So they was looking good. Nuggets bounced back to outlast the Thunder in OT to take game 3. Nuggets leave over to OKC 2-1. So you gotta pay attention to who's it gonna be. Now the Nuggets do play again tonight, and today at 2:30, and that game is on ABC. The other game, Cleveland, Indiana, which Indiana's leading the way. Cleveland slide that, but that's because they got Evan Mobley back, DeAndre Hunter, as well as Darius Garland back. Key pieces that was needed for the team to soar. So let's check it out, guys. Let's be on the lookout. Let's watch some games tonight and today. But let's do it. But as far as the Warriors standpoint, the Warriors called their injury, Curry calls the injury a gut punch, but he won't rush the return. So, like, if you don't see him in the next game, you might see him in the next game, but you didn't see him yesterday as the T-Wolves took that game. Now they lead 2-1 over the Warriors. T-Wolves basically caused Kevon Looney to foul out, Draymond to foul out, and yeah, it was tough. They was up, and then all of a sudden, the T-Wolves woke up and went on a run. It happens, but I hope for the best for them. I want the Warriors and the Celtics to both win a series, but we'll see as it goes on. So, with that being said, that's all that's going on right about now. I'm going to take a lunch break and get ready for work, but I'll catch you on another edition of Dragon Sports Live. I'm done.